ること喜屋武幹大さんによります。僕が僕であるために、喜屋武さん、よろしくお願いします。
僕は自分が好きです。いや、大好きです。でも世の中には自分のことが好きな人もそうでない人もいるでしょう。この違いこそが何なんでしょうかね。僕が思うにそれは誰もが持っている短所やあなたの中の弱さへの向き合い方だと思うんです。だから今日は僕と一緒にあなたの弱さを見つめ直してみませんか。あなたがあなたであるために。To begin with, please look at this picture. He's really cute, isn't he? Tell the truth, that's me when I was 2 years old. And I suffered from influenza encephalopathy at that time. After falling into a fit of convulsions for 1 hour, I lost my consciousness. I recovered miraculously, but an after effect still remains. It's autism spectrum disorder. It's a developmental disorder, and the main characteristics are strong preferences and hypersensitivity, difficulties of communication. But the extent depends on the person. So, I was a child who needed a lot of attention. I was a picky eater because of my senses of taste and smell. I could eat only salty rice balls, and just the smell of ramen made me vomit. Ugh. Moreover, I'm also bad with living in groups. I couldn't enter my classroom because of noise when I started to join kindergarten. Furthermore, I couldn't use the well, and I was the last one to memorize hiragana. Besides, I also had selective mutism. This symptom makes us unable to speak in specific situations. In my case, I couldn't talk with an adult except my family. I'm speaking in front of many people, like this. I could talk with my friends in school, but I became less able to do it after changing schools. Even if I wanted to talk, I couldn't say a word. In this way, there are many things most people could do, but I couldn't. I realized this when I was a lower elementary student. However, I never minded or limited my disorder. It may be because I had already accepted my disorder by understanding my weakness and regarding them as a part of me. In Buddhism, there is a word taken literally. It means observe with resignation. You might think resignation is being lazy about something you can do, but it means accepting something you can do even if you try it. Without taken, you can look at yourself objectively. So, when you do some impossible things, such as things don't fit you, you might fail. At that time, you might be persistent and can't count as a person. As a result, you might lose your confidence or yield to self-hatred. So, you should rather focus on things you can do than things you cannot do. Because I could progress by only doing things which I can do each time. As I said before, I couldn't speak in public. But my surroundings helped me each time, and I was in a situation which is comfortable for me to speak. As a result, I'm giving a speech to you now. Honestly, I sometimes lose my voice even now. I can't use the swear and eat some selective food. But by accepting and loving myself, I can think it's my individuality, not my weakness. Because this disorder makes the person I am today. You are the same, aren't you? Your weakness that you can't accept is also an important element that makes you the way you are. Even if you try to fit them, to be someone who you want to be, it never disappears. So, why don't you take off your mask to hide your weakness? Finally, I hope this speech helped you accept yourself and understand developmental disorder better. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。アンディ先生、コメントお願いします。
So Kyle, that was a very wonderful speech, very inspirational, and that was great to hear your message that you are not ashamed of your developmental disorder, you don't hide it, you don't hate it, that you accept that it's a part of you, and you go on, you do what you can do, and you go on. And you've done really well today. I'm really impressed with everything you've done, knowing how you've had these struggles, and you've done a great job, and you've always been a great student in my class, and I really like your message about accepting that this is part of you. When I was in university, one of my best friends had cerebral palsy, Nosei Mahi, and he was handicapped because of a mistake that the doctor made at the hospital when he was born. When he turned 18, he had a chance to sue the hospital to get money from the hospital, but he decided no, because he had cerebral palsy his whole life. This was the only life he ever knew, and he is living the best life he can with that. And that I've always been impressed by how mature that is, and I'm really impressed by how mature and how great you've done here at iBS with your speech today. Thank you.
Thank you.
ご検討コメントお願いします。
今のペリー先生のメッセージも素晴らしいですけど、大学時代にね、ペリー先生、アンドレ先生ですかね。もう僕もちょっとおかしくなってますけど、君の場合はすごいなと思うのはですね、ご両親がやっぱりすごいなと思うんですよね。もう君にそういう思いを全部すぐ声が出なくなるんですね。僕もですね、やっぱり感動ですよね。今話せないどころか英語で話すんだろうね。すごいダメですね。僕は話せないんだもんね。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。